Adopting Circularity in Electrical Manufacturing. Fernando Nuño is an energy engineer and CWIEME Berlin Advisory Board member. He has gained international experience across France, Spain, and Belgium, working in both the private and public sectors. His current focus lies in energy, climate, and raw materials advocacy, as well as leading technology-driven projects related to electrical technologies. In June 2025, the Environmental Services Association, ESA, published its vision for circularity in the UK by 2040. For the electrical industry, adopting a more circular approach to manufacturing makes perfect sense and offers a range of opportunities, says Fernando Nuño, Advisory Board Member for Electrical Manufacturing Trade Show, CWIEME Berlin. The linear take, make, dispose economic model is no longer compatible with humanity's sustainable development goals. As economies develop and populations grow, reducing reliance on finite resources becomes increasingly important. Employing more regenerative practices, like reuse and recycling, offers a solution, but is the industry ready? What is circularity? The European Committee for Standardization and European Committee for Electrotechnical Standardization, CNELEC, produced standards for the circular economy in energy-related products. The series EN45555X encompasses durability, the ability to remanufacture, repair, and reuse components or the entire product, and upgrade. It also considers recyclability, recoverability, the use of recycled materials, and only deploying critical raw materials where they are really needed. 3 top-level European Commission aims went into developing the standards: extending product lifetime, the ability to reuse components or recycle materials from products at end of life, and the use of reused components and or recycled materials in products. Sustainability. Producing materials from recycled sources generally results in a much lower environmental footprint than extracting and processing raw materials, so environmental benefits are often cited as the reason to implement circularity in the electric manufacturing sector. But there are far-reaching economic benefits too. For example, a local circular economy can create jobs through repair, reuse, and recycling services, contributing to a country's economic growth, according to Draghi and von der Leyen. In the UK, nearly 90,000 new jobs were created in the circular economy sector in 5 years up to 2019, bringing total employment in this area to over 500,000, which could almost double by 2035. Geopolitics. Around the world, metals are traded commodities and imports are not always guaranteed. Decreasing reliance on foreign materials could be seen as a geopolitical tool, reducing exposure to the risks of international trade, such as unexpected tariffs. Product lifespan. One might think that manufacturing longer-lasting products would decrease waste. However, for products like electrical transformers or motors, where energy efficiency is constantly being improved, it might be more sustainable to recall products sooner and replace them with more efficient units. In that case, designing for circularity rather than longevity is favorable. Many companies are already embracing recycling and circular practices. For example, a partnership between ABB and Stena Recycling is ensuring that end-of-life machines are efficiently recycled, with metals reused in new European products. ABB claims its large motors and generators are 98% recyclable, with the remaining 2% of materials suitable for incineration with heat recovery. Media panel. By focusing on the end-of-life management of these machines, companies can reduce environmental impact and ensure equipment is regularly upgraded. ABB also works with Stena Recycling on its transformers and says it plans to have over 80% of all its products and solutions based on a circular approach by 2030. Collection and separation. Multiple recycling sites and secondary smelters exist in Europe and around the world. For instance, Germany features specialized recycling centers like Elektro Recycling Nord in Hamburg for appliances and electronic waste, and Kablo in Berlin and the Ruhr area, which focuses on separating metal and plastic, especially from cables. However, collection issues, complex material separation, and fragmented global recycling streams can make recycling a challenge. Motors, for instance, are dealt with in varying ways. Small motors in appliances are often exported or end up in fills, with only large and medium motors being recycled. Material separation complicates recycling, such when handling composites like the cast resin in dry transformers. Global markets and inconsistent EU e-waste classifications further hinder effective regulation. Producer responsibility organizations, PROs, can improve collection efforts. Manufacturers establish these bodies to fulfill the collection, recycling, and waste disposal of their products. Shifting the burden of waste management away from governments and consumers, this can increase material recovery rates. In addition, producers and manufacturers can develop more guidance on best practices for product disposal or dismantling. Furthermore, manufacturers could develop value retention business models to recover and recycle their customers' end-of-life products. Meanwhile, recycling companies could collaborate with design engineers to develop end-of-life friendly designs that facilitate waste management. The metals industry, too, could make sure that design engineers have a better knowledge of metallurgy, helping them develop designs in which metals are combined with materials that are easy to separate in the smelting and refining process. If the UK is to have a circular economy by 2040, industry collaboration is essential. Trade shows such as CWIEME Berlin can help by getting all players of the value chain under one roof, enabling the communication that will create circularity in electrical manufacturing. You've been listening to Sustainability Soundbites from E+E Leader, where the business of sustainability meets real-world impact. Thanks for being a loyal listener. To inquire about brand partnership opportunities, reach out to a member of the E+E Leader team.